Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back. If you have, I really love just the reception on the first video I made. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for all the feedback. I am trying to work on my audio and make sure that everything is pretty clear and stuff from on out. Today, I wanted to talk more about something that I had touched on in my first video, which was about how I feel like nowadays people are trying to find new ways in which to spend their time that doesn't include going on their phones. I think TikTok has kind of overfed us, and just like social media in general has overfed us on content. And I think I can feel a lot of frustration that people have on these type of situations and stuff. And I think I've also kind of felt a little bit of exhaustion when it comes to being on my phone. I think in terms of short attention spans, how it affects our lives and stuff like that, I think that we have maybe become a little too consumed with our phones, which I don't think is too much of a problem. But I think when it comes to short form content, it can sometimes feel like life is passing you by. And I think that we're moving more, and we're kind of attracted to finding slower ways to do things, just to feel like, we're still living and we still exist and we can feel time. Because I think when it came to 2025 and just how the years have been going, they've been going so quickly. It's so difficult to just feel like you're allocating enough time to do things that make you happy. I want to add maybe 10 things that I think are really cool, or 10 ways in which you could kind of maybe live life without your phone or without other content, and just try to make sure that life doesn't pass you by. And things that I've also been trying to work on by myself to make life just a bit slower and easier, and just make sure that I have more time for things outside of my phone. So let's just get right in. One of the first things that I've started doing is, I even have it here, is my sister got a Kindle for me for my birthday. Not for my birthday, for my birthday and Christmas, I guess. I think it was for Christmas. A good story about the Kindle situations that I had. She got me a Kindle a long time ago when I was much younger. She's my older sister. And when my mom didn't have a gift for someone, and she immediately took the Kindle that I got as a present and re-gifted it immediately. I was so hurt. So I haven't really had a Kindle for years since then, and my sister got me another one for Christmas. So I've been really getting into using a Kindle. I read a lot and I love reading, but I've been reading on my phone for multiple years now, and I have Kindle on my phone. And I think that this is really nice because I don't buy books. That's one thing I stopped buying. My family is really into buying books. Growing up, my room just had a wall, it was a wall that just was filled with books. You can't even imagine. From top to bottom, I just had books, and I used to read a lot as a kid, and we still have all those books in my house. And it's just so difficult to kind of find space because everyone in my family is a bit of a scholar. So yeah, I think we kind of stopped buying books, and I'd rather just get the PDF online version. That's one thing where I will not be, I think that's why the Kindle is so nice for me, because the interface kind of feels like reading a book. So yeah, and I think what's nice is that I get to concentrate a bit more with using my Kindle instead of using my phone. Because with my phone I get distracted, I want to go on TikTok or something, and I don't really get to finish a book. So this has really been helpful so far. So that's one of the first things I'm doing. I don't think you have to get a Kindle, but I think that a cool way in which you could put this in is get a book. If you're a person who you don't collect too many items, join your library. I used to go to the library all the time. I think that's another thing I'm going to start, is check out your library. If you're in uni, use your school library. They have a ton of books that are fiction, non-fiction, just in your town and stuff. Support your library. It's free. You just get a library card and you're able to get the books that you want in a timely manner. So yeah, that's a really cool way in which you could do this instead of having to go and purchase a Kindle. Cool. And then the next thing that I've been doing, which I recently went out, it's almost like all the things that I also bought in Jan, is I've decided to go back to wired earphones. For me, this is, I've been seeing a lot of people use what is it, iPods and stuff, and my brother is only 18 years old and he never lived through an iPod stage, so he doesn't even know what I'm talking about when I tell him like those MP3 players and stuff. So it's so funny because like for him it's not even a consideration, but for me I just feel like so reminiscent whenever I see these wires. So I am on wired earphones. I think that they keep me grounded. They also make me realize that I don't need to purchase, like I don't have to charge. That's it. I don't need to charge things in order to listen to music. So this has been, it's not maybe not a phone thing, but I think it's like a way in which I'm going back in time a little bit and staying a bit more grounded with things. Cool. And then the next one, I don't have it on me, but I've started wearing a watch again, and not like an Apple Watch. I have one, and I think I will continue to wear my Apple Watch just because it does help with steps and points and like all of those type of things. But I've started wearing a watch and like really using my watch and looking at the time on there instead of always grabbing my phone or looking at my Apple Watch. I also changed my Apple Watch from digital to analog again, like on the thing, so I have to remember how to like tell time using a clock, which is so ridiculous to kind of think that I've forgotten that. I haven't forgotten. I love clocks and I have a lot of them, but you just don't really want to go through the maths of figuring out. So I always, even if there is a clock in front of me, I still check my watch instead. There's some guests in the background, so you might hear them a little bit. But yeah, just going back to the things. Next is going to the movies. I think that like I always like, because you know you spend so much money on these subscriptions, like there's Apple TV, there's Prime, there's Disney Plus, there's Netflix, there's all these multiple avenues that think you have to spend to watch the movies that you love. So you end up, I always feel like I can't justify the price of then also going to the movies to watch the videos in cinema, because I'm paying so much for these subscriptions, you know. And then the next thing after movies that I think I really want to get into is going to just like seeing a play. I feel like I haven't, like the last time I went to go see a ballet, I really, really enjoyed it. I think that it's so emotionally jarring. It's so cool to see the art in person. I'm seeing all these edits and stuff of stuff that I enjoy, and I'm not really seeing it in person. And I was doing adult ballet classes for a bit as a hobby, and I really want to get back into that. I just stopped it because I needed to save some money, especially in 2025. But I think that I'm finally in a position where I can start that again, and it's something that I was really interested in. I also started pottery, and then I stopped pottery, and that's another like non-phone related thing that you could do, is just do I think invest in subscriptions, but subscriptions in classes, you know. I think if you go to the gym, try to make it something that you regularly go to. If you don't want to do the gym, maybe stop subscribing to the gym and use that subscription to go and do a class that you've really wanted to do of something that you think you would actually enjoy. I also think like trying to do multiple things and discover what is your favorite thing, I think is super important as well. So yeah, I would recommend like probably doing something like that, and it's something that I also want to do. I think you can even go and like look at plays and stuff within your community. I don't think you have to go to New York and go go to Broadway and see a play. I think that you can very easily spend your money or your time, maybe even going to a school play or something in your district. I think that would be really, really cool. I have also been doing, and I think that would be so cool, like another option, and I think this is like the more basic version, is journaling. I have been struggling a little bit with this one, but I did try to make it like prettier. My dad got me this let me try to show it to you. It's a bit difficult with like one hand, but he got me this, I don't know if you can see, Swarovski, there we go, this little pretty Swarovski pen, and I think that like this is going to make writing, I got like a little journal, put little stickers and stuff like that in there. type of way. And I think that it's small. I got a really small one because I don't want to like kind of intimidate myself into feeling like I have to fill an entire page. And so I just put this little pin in like the corner, because I feel like if I have a pin attached to my journal, then I'll always have a reason to actually write in here. So I've been doing that, and trying to kind of slow down again. Like I use my notes app a lot of the times to journal or like write random things that I'm thinking of, and I feel like I should just take a piece of paper and do that. So I'm trying to do that this year. My family gets louder as I speak. It's actually crazy. And then the other thing I've been doing, which I think is separate to journaling, is I use a planner now to write my to-do lists. I did this last year and it is so worth it. I think the trick is always to have a small planner that is like kind of bendable and that you can put everywhere in every bag. And I've been doing that and it was really, really great. I write my goals, I like tick things down, I always have it somewhere. And yeah, it's been a wondrous thing. I did it last year, and what is so cool is that like I don't have my other journal, like not journal but my other diary to kind of show you, but I have like everything that I plan for every single day basically for the year, and it's so cool to kind of have that with you. So I think that's like another thing that you could do. And then I think another thing that I've been trying to put into my schedule, I'm just trying to be more healthy, get my steps in, is definitely take walks when I'm bored. Like I have a very scenic place that I walk in. I am moving soon, so I'd like to discover the area, and I feel like if I have an hour to scroll through TikTok, I probably have an hour to go for a walk and listen to music. I think probably after I shoot this video, I might just go on a walk actually. And yeah, I think that's been something that I've been doing more often. And you know, with the new year and stuff, you always have new goals. So I really want to hit the 10,000 so that I can get to 20,000. When I was a student, it was super easy for me to hit my goals because I was always walking to school and such stuff like that. So I'm really hoping to kind of continue that in the new year. And then another thing that I think would be cool is probably just sitting in my boredom. So like I think also a weird thing that we do is I find that I can give myself time to kind of just recalibrate, just sit in my boredom, stop trying to find something to do and always be busy, but actually sit and give my brain some time. And also just be okay with staring at paint on the wall. You know, I think that's something we have to relearn so that we can get our focus back. Even just in conversations, I find that sometimes conversations are not a TikTok, right? Like you can't scroll past to get someone to stop talking. So I think that like dealing with patience and understanding that it takes time for people to deliver their thoughts and everything, and just sitting in silence and sitting with your thoughts and kind of relearning and ruminating over your day is something that I want to do. Probably meditation, I guess. This is like a meditation rule, maybe just like breathing exercises. I'm 100% sure. But yeah, those are some of the things that I've been doing to kind of decenter my phone from my life. And I hope you got some, inspiration on what you can do or activities that maybe you'll like to do. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day further and that you enjoyed the video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and please give me some more recommendations of things that you enjoyed, didn't enjoy, maybe things that I should change or not. I'm still really learning, and I'd love all the feedback. Bye.